Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Zoom tonight. It is November 12th, and I'm super excited to have you on. We are going to hear from my friend Tori Park. Tori and I have known each other since for a long time, since 1989. We have been friends, and so I love being on this journey with her. But I'm gonna tell you just a little bit about my journey with the drops, and then we're gonna have Tori share her journey. So I was introduced to these drops about a year and a half ago, and I was really I mean, I'm 54. I was in the throes of menopause. I also was diagnosed with Hashimoto's about 16 years ago, and also had some other autoimmune conditions that I was diagnosed with. And these products, we're not gonna say that they cure anything, or we're not gonna diagnose anything or treat anything like that. But we are gonna share what our experience is. I was pre-diabetic prior to getting on the drops, and my A1C was elevated. And within just 3 months, my A1C was within the normal range, and it stayed there for a year and a half, which is really impressive because I had been trying for years, and Tori knows this. I had been trying for years to bring it back down into the normal range. I was trying with exercise and what I ate and sleep, all the things, and nothing was moving the needle. And then the drops came into the picture, and that's one of the reasons why I started selling this product and building a business here, is because I knew there were other people like me who needed solutions that were holistic. So I had every one of these symptoms a year and a half ago, with the exception of adult acne. I have had that in my adult life, but I didn't have that a year and a half ago. But I had every symptom here plus other ones. And it's frustrating. And so what we have to offer with the drops is just a solution. The name of our company is partner.co. We are in over 50 countries around the world. Our drops are the viral product in almost 50 countries around the world, which is really fun. And we have actually over 100 products. We have so many different products. And when you look at these different categories that are listed here, the thing that I love is that, you know, I don't know. Honestly, I need all of these things, whether it's balancing the hormones, better immune health, reducing the inflammation, stress support, gut health, better sleep. In each one of these categories that you see listed here, we have products in each one of these categories. Each one of these categories is a multi-billion-dollar industry by itself. So what does that mean for us? That means that we're in over 50 countries around the world, and we have great products that meet the mega trends that are happening right now globally. All of our products are, created by doctors. They're tested and proven. Dr. Ray Strand is one of my favorites. And I'm going to let Tori talk a little bit when she talks. I'm going to let her talk a little bit about Dr. Ray Strand, because that was one of the reasons why she loved this company and this product line. But he got his MD from the University of Colorado. He's 80 years old. His wife had a health crisis, which led them down the path of seeking out holistic solutions. And that's how he came upon, high-end supplementation, and how that gave his wife her life back. And so he has been passionate about drinking water, moving your body, putting healthy foods in. And he loves the drops because what the drops do is that you can release twice as much weight compared to diet alone. And they're stimulant free, they're safe, they're hormone free, they're all natural, and they're simple to incorporate into your regimen. What the drops do is they're going to balance. And again, I'm going to let Tori hit on some of this stuff a little bit more, but they balance the foundational hormones in the body, meaning your thyroid, your cortisol, leptin, ghrelin, And you're going to the and I missed one, insulin. Yeah, insulin. And so what happens is it's going to help you with balancing those foundational hormones. You're going to have an increase in energy. My mood, I always say my mood is so much better when I'm on the drops. And they help with thyroid support, blood sugar, so many different things. We recommend eating a low glycemic food list. And we take the drops before we eat. But really, the key is just getting them in your body 3 to 4 times a day, depending on the amount that you want to release, if you do have weight to release. Now, there are people who take the drops and they don't need to release weight. They just take them because they want a better mood. They sleep better. They have more energy. They're able to focus. The brain fog goes away. But what the food list is you guys, is it's lean meats, healthy fats, vegetables, and low glycemic fruits. So Tori, I am going to share your I'm going to share your before and after, and I'd love for you to share really kind of what was going. Can you see your picture?
I can see it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would love for you to share what was going on when you started on the drops in June of 2024. What's going on now? Tell us about, and then tell us your background. Tell us what, because this is a big deal that Tori is, that we said that the drops are Tori Park approved, which is a big deal because,
Dietitians don't like this stuff. I'm going to tell you. And okay, so a little bit about my background. I've been a dietitian for 30 plus years. And I got out of school ready to go, helping myself and helping so many people, like hundreds of people with weight loss. And I did the typical calories in, calories out, just like exercising more if you want to lose your weight and eating less and less and less. And that worked. But then, like, literally, I could probably look at food and gain the weight back. And people that I was helping, I'd help them lose like hundreds of pounds and they would gain their weight back. And I felt very unsuccessful as a dietitian. And I was like, this isn't right. There's got to be a better way. So I did start researching and try to figure out how could I help people, because I really saw that yo-yo of losing weight, gaining weight break about 40s. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. And I have to help other people lose their weight, keep their weight off. But it's not the calories in, calories out way of doing it. And just a side note, Dr. Strand talks about not liking dietitians because most dietitians have that thought process. And so, because of that, we're really rigid. We're very rigid people, and we can't think out of the box. And so he talks about that a little bit in his like little and a lot of his calls. So I started really digging deep, trying to figure out what is it that I could help people. So I realized when I put things in my body that my body knows, needs, uses. I call those foods basically zero waste foods. And those foods basically get burned up and used almost immediately. And then if you add to it a healthy protein and or healthy fat, that's going to make it last a little bit longer. And if you eat every about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, that's going to keep your blood sugars more balanced. So I felt like that was a really, really good system because everything that you're putting in your mouth was going to be used. The problem was it took a really long time for your body to balance. And I did get a really good idea pretty early on that insulin is kind of, in my opinion, insulin's kind of the king, queen of all the rest of your hormones. When you can keep your blood sugars balanced and in a good place, then the rest of your hormones really are happy. And so, I mean, people say different hormones, kind of help it. I believe it starts there because when you get your blood sugars balanced, everything else kind of chills out. But the problem was to do that and do that naturally was taking a really long time. So fast forward to 2024, June of 2024, Ann calls me up and says, Tori, I found these drops, started taking these drops. I kid you not. And Anne went through some really tragic times and was really struggling with weight loss. She wasn't able to release weight. So she said, I lost 12 pounds in a month. And I was like, no way. And because we had been trying to work on this for a really long time, she goes, these drops are helping me. I want you to listen to this Dr. Strand video. I want you to hear what he has to say. So I was like, okay. So I start listening to it, and almost immediately, he and I are saying the same thing. Like he's like, and then when you balance your blood sugars, everything starts to chill out. Then your cortisol's not all crazy. Your adrenaline, glucagon, ghrelin, leptin, all those things kind of chill out, and your body's much happier. But he got the one thing that I was missing, and he goes, "You add these drops, and it speeds it all up." And not in a bad way, but in a very good, healthy way. Not like in a way that is like, there's a lot of diets out there. I could go on and on about how many diets are out there that are starving the body. When you starve the body, all you're doing is decreasing your metabolism, and then that's why people gain their weight back really rapidly. You're kind of tricking your body at first, and the body's like, oh, this is something new and different, I better, burn more calories. Then you and then you lose some weight, and then it slows down your metabolism, and then you could eat the like a little crumb and you gain your weight back. So that's a problem. But with this, your body is getting into a rhythm, like it likes to have this blood sugar chill. And he and I were saying the same exact thing. He had it better. He was saying it better than I was. And it helped me like finally understand what was going on. And then he explained how the drops were helping. And then I listened to another video by Marlisa Hurt. And that video was phenomenal. Because at the time when I was like talking to Ian about these drops, I was driving in Dallas 3 to 4 in the traffic in Dallas, 3 to 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. And I was working 80 hours a week. My stress level was out the door. And you guys, I was eating healthy. I know how to eat. Like I work with people all day long with how to eat. I exercise. I exercise a lot. And I mean, I get up at 3:30 in the morning so I can go work out for an hour. I mean, like I'm a crazy exercise person. And you guys, I was seeing no weight loss. You're probably like, because you got up at 3:30 in the morning. No, but I saw no weight loss, and I was struggling so much. And I was like, okay, Ann, I'm going to get these drops, and I'm going to do, I'm following that eating program anyway. And maybe this is going to be the one thing that's going to push it over the edge. So I started using the drops. One of the things that kind of freaked me out a little bit is that my fat percentage, I was worried about my weight because that's heavy on my knees and it's heavy for my body. I'm only 5'2 3/4, so I'm not very tall. And having a lot of weight on me is too much because I mean, and the kind of exercise I do, I'm asking for injuries, and I was getting a lot of injuries. But the problem that I had is that my fat percentage went way high. And when I was in college, my fat percentage was about between 12 and 14%. So for it to go up to 38%, that freaked me out because I know that's extremely unhealthy. So, in the first month of using these drops, I did see a weight loss of 7 pounds. I don't look at weight real seriously because you have to keep on losing the weight and keep it off for it to really show that there's like a weight loss. But my fat percentage went down 4%. And I was like, okay, and I am in. If that's what this is going to do, I'm in. And then when I listened to Marlisa Hertz video or like call, and she's talking about that these drops, you guys, you see people out there doing these crazy diets, they lose their weight. They lose their weight fast. But the problem is they just look like a smaller version of who they were. They still have the belly. They might have their arms sag because they lost their muscle mass. You guys, with these drops, after listening to Marlisa Hurt talk about this, it targets the belly fat. And you want that to happen because for us to target the belly fat, that's going to allow your body to release the things that are going to be cardiac or heart complications. So when I saw that and understood what was going on here, and that these drops were also going to help with my stress levels, my cortisol levels, that were helping like suppress my body's ability to release weight. I was like, I am in, and I'm telling you guys, there's nothing out on the market, and we know that, we tell people that all the time. There's nothing on the market today like these drops. But what these drops are doing is, the thing about it is that it's targeting the areas that everybody is actually going and getting surgery for. So I I love it too, because it's like discipline in a bottle. Eating healthy and eating the way we're eating is very difficult, but it's very crucial, because it's what's going to get your body in the perfect place, and your body's going to be happy. But it's hard to do. So these drops are discipline in a bottle. These drops also help like target that belly fat that we get when we're in our 50s because of menopause and metabelly. Nothing else does that except surgery. And so we can do this naturally. And you guys, I wouldn't go out today and go talk to a bunch of dietitians and say, hey, I talked to this dietitian and she talked about these drops and you should come do this. Because dietitians, I'm a rogue dietitian. I'm not a typical dietitian. I see outside the box, because I know, and you guys know, calories in, calories out broke. That yo-yo broke. But these drops are going to help you get to where you need to go. And I'm going to tell you, they will make all the difference in people's health. So, anyway, thank you, Ann.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Tori, I love it. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you. So, in your, you told us about where your body fat was in the picture, the before picture. Where are you now?
I'm down to 29%. So I'm down 11%. Yeah. No, I'm down 9%. 9.
9%. That is awesome. And remind me, because you have released weight too, right?
Yeah. So I'm down from the picture on the left. I was about 280, I was about 182 pounds. And
Okay.
I'm down 20 pounds, and I've kept it off. So
Yeah.
even going on my little cruise that I went on with my mom, and I was not eating healthy. I did the drops most of the time, but I was not eating healthy. I did keep my weight off.
So this is I'm so glad you said that, because Tori, why would someone start on the drops now before and Tori's gonna I'm gonna tell you, I already told you, I think I already told you I'm 54, but Tori is gonna turn 55 next week. She looks incredible. I think we can all agree. Um but tell us why you want to start on these drops if you haven't started. Why would you start on them now before Thanksgiving? Like, why do you need them during Thanksgiving, during the holiday months? Why do you need them?
Well, just like I said, it's discipline in a bottle. You know, I have to confess. So today's my son's birthday. Um, and usually we start, I start eating bad Halloween, and I go all the way through the holidays eating junk. I mean, just that, because we have like 6 birthdays, and then next weekend we have a wedding, and so it's like usually one party after another party. Well, it's usually like, let's, where are we going to go to dinner? Not everybody has 6 birthdays, but most of us like start the holiday thing, the Thanksgiving thing, usually the weekend before, because a lot of us, we have family all over. So we have holiday here, and we're eating all these different places. So what I feel like these drops do is they basically suppress the brain's ability, or to kind of refocus. You, I had a patient today, and I said, everybody, I do think our food has a lot of issues, but the number one issue is not the food, in my opinion. The number one issue is here. You have to reframe how you look at food.
Hmm.
And that's where most people have a problem. I mean, like, there's surgeries, there's shots, there's medication, there's diets, there's all these different things that people are doing, but they're not fixing the problem. The problem isn't always the food. The problem is how we look and relate to the food.
Hmm.
And what I like about the drops, I've never seen anything like this.
Hmm.
The drops help you start where the problem is.
Yeah. I
Because It's a discipline. It's changing how your brain reconfigures looking at food. And I believe, like, I didn't realize this until I listened to that Marlisa Hurt video or call. She was talking about the pituitary hypothalamus. That's where it's starting. And it's telling your brain, like, you know, like what you need to do. So when you can transform that part where you can start looking at food differently,
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving's not a problem because you're not thinking, because usually when you think of Thanksgiving, you're thinking a huge plate full of turkey, mashed potatoes, dressing, all this stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you can start now with these drops, you're slow. Like, first of all, you're turning off you're turning off the cravings. The cravings are going off. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
start. Then you're going into looking at, like, you don't need that much food, and I
Yeah.
of eating every 3 to 4 hours. I like that because then it speeds up your metabolism. You never get hungry, you never get full, and it helps your body have like this automatic portion control mechanism. I like that. That's my personal preference. But when you do that, then you're like, okay, if you eat 3 hours before your turkey dinner, you're not eating a huge plate. You are able to identify to the food in a better manner. So these drops help you with that. And I think that's huge. Nothing like, and what I love about these drops is it does both things. It suppresses the appetite, but it also speeds up your metabolism. So
Mm-hmm.
not like you're not going to ever be hungry again, like a lot of appetite suppressants, but yet at the time, you're still got your metabolism going at the right rate. Does that make
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it makes total sense. And I know since we have known each other so long, I one of the things that I can say for myself is that, and I'm sure you probably could attest to this, I have a healthier relationship with food now than I had way back then, and probably even in the in between years. And I feel like the drops really are part of that because of how they're balancing those foundational hormones that I actually view food for what food is.
Yeah, like food is the purpose of food. Now there are times that you can eat food to enjoy food, but the true purpose of food is to nourish our body. God never made food to make us starve. God never God never said, "Hey, Adam and Eve, here's this beautiful garden with all this beautiful food, and actually you've got animals that you're going to have meat. Now what I want you to do is starve. I just don't want you to eat." No, he gave us food to nourish our body.
Mhm.
We have distorted food. The food companies have distorted food, how we look at food. So when you bring it back to the basics and you get your body back into a place, like when we're eating a lot of these high glycemic index foods, then it puts our body at a higher acidity level. It kind of starts this repetition where your body like starts craving the sugar, the acidity goes up, it craves sugar, acidity goes up, and you have to bring it back down. So when you bring it to a low glycemic index diet, you're actually bringing up the alkalinity in your body, which is slowly bringing. It's kind of balancing. Your body's always going to be slightly acidic, so it's going to slowly bring down the acidity. So when you get to that point, then you don't have this desire to keep on eating that sugar. It helps. The cravings help. So now you're not getting sick all the time because your body's not super acidic, and your body isn't craving the sugar, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's nourishing your body. That's why
Mhm.
all the foods that are on that approved list are part of my zero waste foods. Every single bit of those foods are going to be used and
Mhm.
absorbed almost immediately, and so it fuels your body, gives your body what it needs.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tori. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So excited that you shared. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna just touch on, I'm just gonna go through the rest of this presentation. If I can move my, it's not cooperating. Well, okay. Can you see the rest of the slides? Tori? Yeah. My little bar is not moving. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it's moving for me. Okay. Thanks for your patience. So, so what I love is that people use the drops like Tori. This is Kristen White. She's like Tori. She's worked out forever. She's a CrossFit queen. She doesn't take the drops because she's now 40 years old. She takes the drops now just because of how they make her feel. The picture on the left is after she had her child and she wanted to get balance. But Ursula, Mama Six, busy on the ball fields, wanted to get lean and also wanted to create an additional income. The drops are for men and women. You see all different body types. I love how Tori addressed like the drops really address that visceral fat around the midsection, which we struggle with sometimes. Some people take the drops, like this gal right here, who want to get totally ripped. I mean, they're already in great shape and they want to get totally ripped. The drops can do that with the low glycemic foods that we recommend. Dr. Crystal struggled with an autoimmune condition her whole life, on and off of medications that caused her to gain weight and have an imbalance in those foundational hormones. And then here she is, over 168 pounds that she has released. She also takes a product called Venali, which I love. It helps to pull the skin in tighter. So she's never had a surgery for that additional skin, which happens a lot when people release that much weight. But you can see all different ages, all different body types. So what your choice is whether you're gonna start on the drops or you're going to buy another box of drops, or maybe you're thinking about doing this with us as a business. You have an option. You can buy the drops from the brand partner who invited you for 167. Your other option is to sign up for a virtual global franchise. It's $29.95 here in the US. You're going to get a replicated site, incredible tools. We train you. It is really awesome. And we recommend if you get started with that and you want to get your products at a discount, this is like our customer, like our wholesale purchaser package that we recommend. It's 4 boxes of drops because, I think even just listening to Tori, you probably can understand that, 1 box of drops is probably not going to balance your system. So we recommend using the drops for a minimum of 90 to 120 days to really see a difference. I know for me, I did see a difference within a month, but then I have had a lot of health issues. So now I'm down 22 pounds, but it's taken time. The drops retail for 167. So you can keep all 4 of those boxes for 371, or you can turn around and sell them, collect $668, pay back that investment of 371, and you profit 297. You can do what Tori and I have done. We have turned our social media into an opportunity to educate people on holistic options for, food and moving your body, making better choices, and also for using these drops, incorporating them into your lifestyle so that you can have better health and better wellness. That's what all these people have done. And we've also made a profit because we're able to purchase our viral product at a discount and turn around and sell it to people. We teach and train you. We use a system called that's totally plug and play. We use an app called Boards. It's like a filing cabinet on your phone. It's phenomenal. And we also have some other packages. So like, let's say you're interested in doing this with us. We have a 10 pack that you can purchase. It is $880. When you sell all of those 10 boxes, you're going to collect $1,670. You pay back that investment of $880 and you profit $790. You guys, I think that's incredible. I just think I've never seen anything like that. The drops on the website retail for $176. So we're before tax and shipping. So we're saving our customers at least $30, $30 to $35 when we sell them for $167. And so we're able to get that right now money in our pocket. Another option that we have is our 30 pack. Now, this was not available when I started and when Tori started, but I love this option. It's $24.99. What it does, your return on investment with this one is incredible. You sell the 30 boxes for and collect that $5,010. You pay back that investment, and you're gonna pocket over $2,500, which is incredible. But the other piece that's very unique with this company, should you decide to start selling the drops, is that this 30 pack, it gets you to a business level with a company right away. That's called top pay. And when you are at top pay with this company, it sets you up for 30% upfront income for life. And that is what we're super passionate about that. So we have about 4 weeks to get to that top pay. And so what we do here is we want people to get in where they fit in. So whether it's the 4 pack, the 10 pack, the 30 pack, we are going to help you and teach you our system so that whether you have the 4 pack come into your door, whether you have the 10 pack or the 30 pack, our goal is to teach and train you so that when those boxes get to your door, with the 4 pack, it's you want to sell 3 of them by the time it gets to your door. With the 10 pack, you want to sell 6, and that pays for the 10 pack. The rest is profit. The 30 pack, you sell 15. The rest is profit. It's awesome. And so that's our goal so that we can help you win and get that right now money in your pocket. And we have been blown away by how people are winning here with us, who have partnered with us. We're getting healthier. We're helping people create an additional income stream. It's one of the reasons that I started building a business here is I really wanted to help people create an additional income stream, and I wanted to help people get healthier holistically because it's something that I have struggled with for so many years of my life. So Tori, it was so much fun to have you share, and you just have so much wisdom and knowledge with all that you have, been through with life, but also with your career and helping people. And I just really appreciate you taking the time and sharing with us. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Annie, for having me on. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, you guys, get with the person who invited you on, and I'm happy to stay on and answer any questions that you might have. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Tori.
Thanks.